So, welcome to SHEROES, which is the largest women-only social network in the world. And how are you doing? And congrats on the launch of your new film.
Thank you so much. And I think the work that you do is amazing. And I'm so happy that I have got the chance to, get in touch with you. In fact, I was very excited when my PR team said that, we are going to go live with you. I really look forward to this. So, yeah,
Thank you
this is
so
lovely.
much. Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much.
Thank
Our
you.
community is going to be glowing with that.
Oh, come on.
So,
No, really, really. This is special. Yes.
would love to know about your upcoming film and your role in it as well.
Yeah, so the film that we've done, Abhishek and I are starring in it, Abhishek Bachchan. It is releasing on the 3rd of December. It's called Bob Biswas. It's a crime thriller. Matlab, if I was to give a name to what kind of film it is, it's a crime thriller. But beyond that, of course, there's emotion, there's drama, there's everything, and the love story between Abhishek Bachchan and his wife Mary is I would say the essence of around that is where everything revolves.
I'm really excited to watch it myself
Did you like
because,
it? Did you like the trailer? Did you see it?
yes, absolutely. But I want to know a little bit more about your character in the film as well.
Yeah. So my character, the name of the character is Mary, and Mary is of course married to Bob, and so she basically would be somebody who represents everything good in his life. If there was, that wholesome, that home, that goodness that he wants to come back to, is what Mary is all about, and this is who he wants to give up everything that he's done so far in his life, and yeah, so that is who she is, and how, because he's been in a coma, now he comes out of that coma. She tries to build that intimacy back again, because yes, the man is back in her life now, but he's forgotten that this is what she felt like, or this is his wife, this woman that he has to be in the same bedroom and the same bed with. So she tries to build that intimacy back again with him, and she's a very practical woman, मतलब कोई ऐसा कोई melodrama नहीं है कि अरे मेरे साथ ये हुआ वो. She's very practical because she doesn't have the luxury to be emotional. When Sujoy for the first time met me and explained to me the character, he said, if I was to put it in one line, then Mary is the woman that every man wants to marry. In her presence, in her essence, that is who she is. So he's like, that is what you have to keep in the back of your mind when you play her.
She sounds like a very relatable character, and we're all looking forward to seeing you, in the film. And you also mentioned that it's got a new debutant director. What was the whole experience of working with? Well, I have to put it a bit cliched, a woman director. Is the journey different?
You had to remind yourself that she's a 26-year-old girl, and this is her first film, because she was, and everybody around her, like even the AD team was very, the assistant director's team was very young, so, and they were so clear about what they wanted. And even if suppose, there's a shot and I want to give a variation, nahi, aisa karte hain. Suppose I'm trying to, as an actor, you push, you want to do it a certain way, but so she would allow you the variation, she'll let you do, and you think, acha chalo, I've done it my way, but then she'll come back and she will get it her way, and she has a way of being stubborn in her own way. But lovely to work with her, and I saw the film now that it's done. What she's done with the background score, what she's done with the edit, it's really transformed the film completely.
Super. She sounds like a woman who really knows what she wants.
Yeah, I guess
So,
it helps, being around Sujoy, I'm sure. But yeah, she's done a brilliant job, no doubt.
super. So one of the exciting things that's happening here on SHEROES, our community platform, is that we recently launched this wonderful marketplace, which is like a full woman-led community marketplace, and we have lots of women venturing into micro entrepreneurship for the first time in their lives.
Okay.
And yes, and I also believe that's a little something that you are also sort of venturing into through your production house. So what's that transition been like? Also getting behind the scenes.
Surma was the first film that I produced. What it was like was, it was really tough. I mean, you do films as an actor, you get to a vanity van, you get to a set, you finish your thing, you get to a vanity van, and you get to a car and you go home, So it's very different. But as a producer, your journey starts 2 years before the film is getting filmed. and it carries on for at least 1 year after the film is filmed till it releases, so it's a really long process. So the first thing that I think any entrepreneur needs to learn is to be patient, and have enough passion to keep at it every single day, because there would be so many reasons to not go ahead with it. And the most important thing that you will have to learn is how to manage people. If that's what you want to do, you want to be an entrepreneur, you can have ideas, but beyond that, the people who will carry your ideas forward will be more people. So your team is the most important thing. And you have to be selfish enough to realize that this team is what's going to make everything work. So for the sake of that, you have to be nice to those people, and you have to manage them, and you have to take care that, it's not about ego, it's not about you. Then it's the team, you hand it over to the team, and you can't come out saying that it is yours. It is everyone's, and everybody has to be given equal right to be, part of that in the way that they want to be part of it. Like, I'm trying to say it in a more general way, but making a movie is not just one producer. Oh God, it's every single person on the set that day is part of your project. So but I think I learned the most in those 2-3 years. I learned more than I learned in the last 10 years of being in the industry.
So another theme that we see very, very much in common, especially for women around the world, but especially in India, is that we all end up taking career breaks, right, for so many different reasons. And you've taken some yourself, and now you're doing your thing. So any takeaways on what's a good thing, good advice to navigate that journey? I think our community would love to hear from you about that.
Yeah, well, I think you have to plan slightly long term. Firstly, there is no way that you will get a short-term return on things, whatever that you will start doing. I'm sure most of the women who are, venturing out would already know this. But when you think long-term, what is really important is also your mental health, because you can't possibly last that long if you're not happy, if you're not in a good space mentally, or emotionally. So never feel that you are less ambitious, or you are less driven, or you are less of an entrepreneur or a businesswoman if you are taking time to get yourself emotionally in a better place or mentally in a better place. I don't think that makes you less in any way. It just makes you a smarter woman who realizes that she would probably work far more efficiently if she took this break, than just carrying on and wasting yourself out emotionally and mentally and not lasting that long. There is absolutely no shame in accepting that we are emotional beings. I mean, even in the industry, I see there's so many women, they're working, doing different things, technicians, script writers, everything. It's very competitive, whatever you do, even a makeup artist for that matter, everybody. But I think it's very important for you to realize that there is no shame in the fact that if you are emotionally or mentally, or your family or something needs you, you have to take that time off, and that is okay. It's not like you're going to get left behind somewhere. Nothing. There is no race. It's how happy you are. That's the race. That's the only race that you should, give priority to.
That's a very valuable perspective. And you actually don't really probably even realize how you would touch somebody somewhere very far away. And when they hear what you say and they're like, hey, I need to get back and get stuff done. And hey, I've built all these skills even while I'm taking my career break, right? Because that is really what does happen a lot of the time, right? So moving on, like in the film, there's this very cute bit where you're having this conversation with your husband and you're talking about the fact that there is a problem, you don't have money. It's a money-related conversation, right? And it's said in a very light vein. But money and financial independence and that strength is quite important for a woman. So what has been your journey with getting financially independent, and also the whole wealth creation journey through investment, things like that? Love to hear from you about that.
I'll be honest, it's not like having my own money was something that I had was what was driving me. I was modeling for fun, I'll be honest. I was also, when I started acting, it started as a fun thing. But after I became financially independent is when I realized how it changes things for you. There's a certain freedom to the way you want to live, to the decisions you want to make, to not feel like you have to owe somebody even if you make a mistake with how you want to spend that money, you don't owe anybody. I just did. You do what you want to do, and that freedom is a great. There's a great sense of, how do I say? There's an accomplishment. I mean, that's an achievement as well when you don't really have to give an explanation to anyone for where you want to spend the money. I have to give an advice to women out there: please invest in the market. I think after, of course, having the right. You must read up all the documents and everything, like they say. But I have sat and discussed it with my wealth managers, and the market has always beaten property, over a long-term period. So where property would give you close to, say, 10 to 11% on an average, your market is giving you close to 13 or 14%.
Said, the freedom to make a mistake, that's powerful. And also, like, the fact that you feel safe, those are amazing takeaways, from this conversation. And I think women listening everywhere are going to be taking some notes about
the
other
thing, because I didn't understand. I mean, most of the girls don't take that much interest in investments and stuff like that. And the one thing that I realized, there was a period in between when I needed money. It was so quick for me to liquidate, my investment in the market. Whereas if I had been sitting invested in a property or something else, it would have taken me so much time to liquidate that. So that is a great, I felt that ease was fantastic, especially in that crunch where I was and I really needed money.
It's very valuable advice, because we have seen even in our community that more women have become financially interested in financial literacy and investing during COVID, through COVID, as you mentioned.
Yeah, you're right.
A game changer.
I believe somebody was telling me 300% increase in the investors, 300% during COVID. That's how many more people started investing, that's how it went up. So yeah, you're right. I mean, people sat at home and they're like, okay, what do we do? Let's invest.
Yeah. And especially women, because that time has been very transformative. But speaking of the pandemic, it's had different meanings for everybody. And there have been internal transitions and external transitions. And what's it been like for you? And is there any way in which you have had any internal shifts, or maybe you got some DIY projects going or learning new skills? I don't know. Would you like to share that?
I started baking, which I had never done. And I was very scared of baking, because whenever I tried my hands on it, it was so bad. But I have to say, I do amazing marble cakes. I do amazing chocolate mud cake, and I do amazing chocolate cookies. So these two things I perfected during the lockdown. I mean, that's been a huge achievement for me. So I started baking, I started cooking, I spent a lot of time. Of course, we spent time at home with family. But I mean, the one thing that I think that really changed was that, when we went, the whole family and friends, we went up to the hills. We spent about a month in Himachal, and then we went up and spent about a month in Pahalgam in Kashmir. We took a cottage, and we were just there, with our dogs and everything. And the whole family kind of shifted. It was the best thing that I think I've ever done in my life for my mental, spiritual, whatever, like that, health. It was so I can't tell how I transformed, what changed, but it was just a state of happiness, and not happy that, oh, I've got another event, or that I've got another brand, or that I've got another film, or that I have another photo shoot, or I have a magazine cover. None of that. But you're just happy, just trekking or going fishing, and you've got your dogs with you, and you've gone into the river for a bath, take them for a bath. Just the kind of things that you've never ever had the time for. So I have realized, I guess, what is real. It sounds cliched, but I don't know how else to say it. That what is real is really that happiness that I experienced, that feeling of joy, which is not because of a reason, but it's a state. You're a state of joy. You know what I mean? Like, happiness needs a reason. Because of this, you're happy. Whereas joy is just like, you're happy.
Being.
You're joyous. You're being. Exactly. So I hadn't felt like that for a very long time, I think. Maybe childhood, I don't know. But it was lovely, really. So that's I guess what I've experienced, it's a better experience than many have had, but I think that's changed me. Yeah.
Yeah, and our baking community on Shiro is going to be very excited to hear about your
Wow.
experiments. And you also sort of mentioned, twice about mental health and it being very important. And is that something you have, consciously prioritized in your life? And any things that you do regularly to stay in that state or something like that?
See, I mean, I'm talking for myself. I don't know how many, I think most women feel similarly. I would think so. That if I'm not emotionally in a happy place, if I'm not okay here, then this just doesn't work that well. So if I was to say prioritize, yes, in that sense, I guess to work, to be, to just feel, how do I say, to have that drive and, to feel like, that, like, all excited about working and stuff. I just have to be in a happy place to be able to do that. So in that sense, I would prioritize it. And what can I do about it? I don't know. I mean, not on a regular basis. I guess you go work out and feel better. You look after yourself. You do some meditation. You do those 21 Surya Namaskars in the morning. You do all of that. But other than that, I guess just being honest with yourself about where you are. Yeah, that kind of honesty, sort of, at least you clear in your head where you are. I mean, there's no harm being ambitious.
Yeah.
It should be, but I think it should come from a real place for the real reasons. Not so like I shouldn't want to be an actress because I want to be in a magazine cover. It's because I have a certain passion for cinema as well. So I just mean, like, there needs to be that honesty in then you can sort of fight your daily battles. You fight them and still carry on.
Yeah, absolutely. And your passion for what you do, like, it really, really shines through in a big way, And I read somewhere that you also enjoy sketching with charcoal. Is that true?
Yeah, I do.
Is that something you do regularly and it unwind through it?
I used to do pretty regular. I like making horses. So I used to sketch a lot of charcoal horses. In fact, I donated 2 of my work for Smile Foundation, I think, and we raised some money as well.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, I love doing that, but I haven't done it in a long time. It's been a while now. Yeah, not a long time, but it's been a while. But yeah, I love it. I love charcoals. I love art. I love painting. I collect. I buy new artists. So yeah, I do.
Our community is going to be very excited to hear this because we have so many artists in the community marketing their art, and I'm sure all of them someday would love to have their art maybe in your home,
Yeah,
So
I would
putting it out there.
It'd be nice.
Put it out there, ladies.
I will.
So,
yeah, come, please.
And
share.
Super. So, looking forward, what are some of the things that you've got planned, like over the next 6 months, or like what are those exciting things that are brewing? If you want to share anything with us.
So yeah, of course, there's Bob Biswas that is coming on 3rd of December. Guys, watch it on Z5, and I'm going to start shooting for another film. It's called Gaslight. From February, there is Sara and Vikrant Massey, both just brilliant actors in it. And so yeah, that's another very exciting script, which I'm really looking forward to starting. So that's what I have next that I'm going to start with next year.
That is a very interesting name for your film.
Yeah.
And we look forward to hearing more about it and reading more about it. But I wanted to wish you like all the best for your upcoming film, and I'm very excited to watch it because we all know the character, we know where he's from, and there's a resurrection, unexpected resurrection, and we want to see you in action as Mary. So lots of love, luck, and good vibes from the SHEROES community coming your way.
Thank you so much. Means a lot.
Yeah.
Hope to catch you again sometime in person. Yeah.
Absolutely. We would love to invite you for our, we have a wonderful event called the SHEROES Summit. It's the largest women-only forum in Asia. So we would love to have you there
Yeah,
someday and engage with our community. You know, spend
absolutely.
some time with all the women who are like in all kinds of corners of the country. You know, they are all part of
I find
that
that so
conversation.
interesting, really. Absolutely. Yeah, I'd be happy to. Happy to.
Super. So all the
Okay.
best and thank you so much for joining us today. And
Thank
we
you.
love how you are owning everything that's going on in your life. It's really inspiring.